guys, it's Nikicia here, and today's episode of Nikicia Speaks is gonna be about being yourself. And let's see. So I do have my note card again. I'm gonna try to make it short. I know I said that yesterday, and I'm so sorry about the late upload. My computer was having a whole shit ton of problems. It was just not exporting my video. But today, I want to talk about myself and the difficulties I had with just being myself. Now, at this current moment in time, I am 20 years old, and I will be turning 21 in exactly about 3.5 months. I will be 21 and I'll be celebrating it up. I might do a vlog for you. But, I haven't been completely and totally myself. And that is the reason. And the reason for that is because I always felt like I didn't know who I really was. When I was in high school and, let's go back further. When I was in middle school, I was basically trying to find out who I was. So I tried on different types of hats. And we all have that phase in our lives when we go through different drastic changes. I used to be the colorful, bright, crazy girl, and I went to going through my goth phase, wearing a lot of black and listening to a lot of rock music, and I was into anime, and I had my group of friends who were exactly like that. They were exactly, into goth music and, being all gothic, and that was a phase in my life, in my middle school years. It's about 7th, 8th grade. It started out in the 6th grade. I always felt like an outcast, somebody who was different and weird, and I was called weird on a daily basis by a multitude of people who were not only just my friends, but different classmates, and I even had a teacher once call me strange, so that was fun. But she meant it all in good fun. She said that she and I were very similar, that we're very strange individuals, which was true. I'm still a very strange individual. And moving through and going to high school, not only, going to high school in and of itself is very difficult, especially if you have to go to a high school in a totally different state. I moved from Chicago to Florida when I was about 13 years old, and I spent a year in a regular middle school, and then my mother decided that I should be homeschooled for a year, my 8th grade year, which was not fun. I don't suggest you take your child out of regular school and then homeschool them. I don't think it's a good idea. It's kind of terrible. Just, this is from my experience. It was very boring. I finished all of my work by noon, and then after that I was bored because all my friends were still in school until about 3 o'clock. So I slept most of the time. I watched anime, I drew, I walked around my neighborhood, but it was very boring. So I don't suggest it. It's not fun. But getting into high school, I had to figure out who I was. And the type of person that I became was not me completely. It was more so the person I thought my friends wanted me to be. And being the only African-American girl in my group of friends, it's very difficult. You start to pull from different personalities and different cultures from your friends around you. I had Hispanic friends, I had white friends, and I had Asian friends, and I kind of pulled from each one of their different personalities and styles. So it was kind of like with each different friend, I was in each different kind of Nikki. And I didn't like that. It's very exhausting to try to hold up that kind of persona. Extremely exhausting, actually. And it got to the point where I didn't even want to be myself anymore because I felt like I always made the wrong decisions or I always got in trouble. So I was just like, I'm just gonna let people decide things for me, whether they're my peers, my friends, or even my family. And that made my life even more miserable. And I didn't want that anymore. I wanted to make my own decisions and my own choices, no matter how fucked up they were. No matter how much trouble I got into for making the wrong decisions, I wanted to make my own decisions. And I began to learn how to not care what other people thought of me. And the more I started to not care what other people thought of me, I started to lose friends. And I've realized over time that I didn't lose good friends. I didn't lose people who actually cared about me. They cared more about the persona that I was putting on, that fakeness, that mask that I was wearing, and not who I was underneath it. And I'm actually thankful that they're no longer in my life, because I don't want anyone in my life who doesn't want me to be in theirs. It's very difficult to not care what other people think when you live in a society of people who are constantly telling you you should care what others think. You should care what people think about what you wear, about your reputation, your rap sheet, your hair, your makeup, your eyebrows. You know, is your eyebrow game on fleek? Like, is anything about you on fleek? What is on fleek? I mean, I know what it is, but seriously, why do I care? As long as I am me and myself, all of the people who dislike me, who hate me, why does it matter what they think? So I had to learn that the only opinion about who I am as a person that matters is my opinion of myself. And I had to look at that opinion that I had for myself. I noticed that when I talked to myself, when I looked in the mirror, or when I was in a situation, or when I was talking to friends, I was very critical and I was very negative towards myself. I was always putting myself down, and I was being very, very harsh towards myself. When it comes to me and my goals and what I want to do, I'm very, very tough on myself, because I know I can do better. I know that I can achieve more and have more success. And it's just those little things in life that, you know, those little obstacles, I get upset with myself. Well, why didn't I push harder? Why didn't I do this? And I had to change those words that I said to myself. I had to first change my inner perspective, because my inner perspective of how I see myself is how the world will see me. So the way people saw me was very negative and very critical. And I became what they wanted me to become, so that I didn't have that critical eye on me anymore. I developed who I was by simply sitting down and writing down all of the aspects of my personality. Every single adjective. Every single one. And I wrote down on a piece of paper those adjectives, and I picked out the ones that are true to my personality, true to who I am as a person. And those adjectives that I took out spoke to me as a person, and it was no longer what I took from other people. My camera died, I'm sorry. But yes, I had to develop who I was as a person completely and totally before I could exactly, geez, I just lost what I was talking about. Right. Oh, right, the writing down of the adjectives. Okay. So I wrote down on that piece of paper the descriptions that I have gotten from other people, the things that they have said about me, as well as the descriptions and adjectives of myself that I believe that I am. And by writing those down and comparing and seeing what the similarities are, I was able to pinpoint who I am really, and the type of person that I am on the inside. For a really long time, I was running away and I was hiding who I was, because I was afraid that I was not going to be accepted for who I was. That people were just going to reject me, they were going to hate me, and that I would just be alone. And I learned very quickly that that's not the case. When I told my really good friends, the ones that stuck around during my whole transitioning, changing phase, I told them how I really felt. And by telling them that, they told me that they would never, ever reject me, and that they would accept me for who I was. And I believe that those people those good friends of mine, that they are the friends that I'm meant to keep on and have. And even though we're like hundreds of miles away from each other, we still talk and we still connect to one another. And being able to have that support system is very, very good. I'm able now to live confidently as the woman that I know that I am. Before I tried not to be as girly and not as, sassy and sarcastic, but I've realized that that's really who I am. I'm extremely girly and I'm very sassy and sarcastic. Like, anybody who knows me knows that. Like, I'm a sarcasmaholic, and I know it for a fact. That is who I am, really. And it runs in the family. My mother is sarcastic. My grandmother is sarcastic. We're just a sarcastic family. And I'm able now to be my weird self. I'm able now to embrace that word that I used to think was an insult. I am weird. I'm strange, and I know that. Because I am different, I am uniquely myself, and I believe wholeheartedly in myself and my wants and my desires. I am no longer afraid to be who I am. This topic is very important to me because I know what it's like to wear a mask and hide behind it and, smile in front of somebody's face and just on the inside be dying, be hurting, be in misery, and be crying in the dark. I know what that's like, to be so afraid to show people who you really are because you're afraid that no one will accept you and you'll be alone. And I just want to say that you're not alone. There are millions of people in this world who are not authentically themselves because of that same fear. Because of that exact same fear. And then there are millions of other people who have gotten past that fear and just said, fuck it, I don't care anymore. I'm going to be me. And if you can't accept that, that's your problem, not mine. We were all given the great gift of life, and we were all given the choice to be who we are, really, in our hearts, or to be who we want, to be who others want us to be. We were all given that choice and that decision, and we had to make it. I know what it's like to live on both sides. I know what it's like to be the girl with many faces to many people. And then I know what it's like to be the girl to have the same face to show to everybody. And if you don't like it, that's fine. That's your opinion. There are other people out there who like me for me. There are over 7 billion people on this planet. And I'm not going to worry about the hateful words of a few when there are billions of others who will like me just for me and who will like you just for you. So my tips to you about how to become the you that you really are on the inside is to first look in the mirror at yourself. But not only the mirror, the physical one, but the mirror inside of you. Look at yourself. The image you have in your head, is it a negative one? All those hurtful things that people have said to you, that said you couldn't do, that you couldn't be, is that what is reflecting back at you? Because if it is, change it. Take those hurtful words and turn them into something positive and say it to yourself over and over and over again. Even better, record your voice. Record your voice saying positive and uplifting things about you, about your personality, about the person that you are on the inside and who you want to be. Record your voice and listen to it. Continuously listen to it over and over and over and over again until that negative image, that negative reflection of yourself on the inside is switched to that positive one. You begin to speak positive words of love to yourself. Write down those qualities that you want. Those quotes that you love, the music that you love. Do you like something just because somebody else likes it? Or do you like it because you truly love it? I love K-pop. I was introduced to it by a friend of mine, and I don't like it just because she likes it. I genuinely like K-pop. I don't understand a word they're saying, but hey, that's why subtitles were invented. I can read the bottom of the words of the video a couple of times, and then I can just listen to the song and I can get the gist of what they're saying. But I love it. I love the music. I love the colors. I love everything about it. People call me weird. People say that's just why. That's horrible. You don't even understand what they're saying. I like it. I like all kinds of music, no matter what language it's in. As long as I can read the lyrics in English, I know what it's saying. I can enjoy the song either way. Music is music in any language. Love is love in any language. It's universal. I shouldn't have to listen to one kind of music because that's the music my race listens to. That's the music my language listens to. That's the music my country listens to. I listen to music because it's what speaks to my heart. I do the things that I do because of what it speaks to my heart. I say the things that I say because of what it speaks to my heart. And I share the things that I want because I want to speak to your heart. And I say this in love. Stop trying to be everything somebody else wants you to be. And start being you. Because you are unique. Don't be another uniform, black and white in a technicolor world. Sparkle and shine. Don't let anybody ever try to take away your glitter. You are you. You are wonderful. You are amazing. Don't let anybody tell you any different. And you know what? If they don't like it, fuck them. Who cares? You are you. They can go deal with not being themselves somewhere else. So I hope this episode has been an inspiration to you. I hope you love it. Like if you like, comment below and let me know your thoughts. And subscribe for more awesome motivational videos. And keep tuned into the series. We're going to have some more awesome videos. And I will try to get them up as quick as I can. Check out my blog for more inspirational posts. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And you know what? That's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day. And much love and kisses. Bye.